Well, good morning, everybody. I'm Richard Tyndale from Snorkel with my alter ego hat on today under our low-level brand of Pop-Up. Some of you might be aware that Pop-Up is a brand quite long established in the low-level access market, developed originally in the UK, and the UK is by far at the moment the largest market for low-level access. We'll talk about the push-around version next, but in the UK there has been sold almost 6,000 pop-up push-arounds, and the applications are the same the world over. So we definitely see a big market in the future for low-level access. Deriving from our experience with the push-around, however, there's a requirement which is well demonstrated today for a self-propelled versions of a similar concept machine. And the primary purpose of that machine is something that can work on floors with low load-bearing capacities, and just bringing all the convenience of a push-around to a self-propelled market. Now, I feel a bit of a fraud today because this is not a production machine. I brought it along at the request of Guy. This is a field evaluation prototype. It's the machine that we've had out working with various potential customers in the States and also in Europe. And as a result of that exercise, we're going to make a few fairly hefty revisions. But I thought might as well show you what we've got and tell you a few of the things that people like, as well as some things that might change. So fundamentally, it's a 10-foot platform height, 16-foot working height, scissor lift, simple scissor lift product. It weighs, target weight is under 1,100 pounds, and this primary purpose is working on what we call king span suspended computer floors, and also in areas where you have to transport the machine between floors without a goods elevator. Although it's small, what we have found from all of our experience with the push-arounds is that small doesn't mean weak or vulnerable to damage. It has to be a full performing rental product. 90% of the machines that we've sold as push-arounds are in the rental market, and we're sure that a good percentage of the drivables will be exactly the same. So, although it's lightweight, chassis is all steel. Rounded corners were an important feature to try and reduce damage to internal finishings, because the machines tend to go on site and stay there from the point where the frame of the building is up right the way through, and they work all the way through till finishings are complete. So, all steel, rounded corners, low bearing capacity means we went for twin casters at the front and wide drive wheels. Direct electric drive with a skid steer type arrangement was our original thought. This is where we start to find that customers' requirements differ from what we thought they should be having, because our customers told us in no uncertain terms they don't want caster machine. They don't want casters on this machine. They want a proper drive system and at least 2.5 inch ground clearance for real job sites. So the chassis arrangement will be completely modified, although some features will be retained. One feature which people particularly like is the easy access to the components. So to access almost anything that's operational on the machine, it's all in this one tray, all self-contained, and the tray can be replaced as a whole unit on site if necessary. So as you saw there, it's a 24-volt DC drive system. The controller is it's a manufactured by PG Trionics and developed for us. We use it also on the XT24 self-propelled towable scissor lift. Again, there's a good chance that that system will be changed when we move into production. Entry to the platform on this type of equipment is quite important. The easier, the better, as far as people are concerned. And often when carrying large objects. So we've gone for the saloon door gates, which means you can step in, step out without using your hands. The mechanism, the lift mechanism, is a simple scissor lift derived from our new generation push-around pop-ups. Box section arms, again, all steel, steel deck, single lift cylinder, and really very little to go wrong. Maintenance is very simple. And emergency lower, the simplest, just one lever, and that's easy to find, easy to locate in an emergency to bring the incapacitated operator down. So I'll demonstrate the drive system, although, as I say, there's a good chance this will change. This is a skid steer drive system. Oh, sorry. So it's a system you can turn on a tight radius. The problem that we've encountered is a lack of traction on smooth surfaces, and also difficulty overcoming door bars, thresholds, and when we set out, we assumed that a machine like this would be loaded onto trucks using the lift gates. But in fact, our customers are telling us they feel it's too dangerous to try and maneuver a self-propelled machine off a lift gate onto the truck bed. So again, this will be mainly forklifted, we're pretty sure about that. And also, it needs to be able to load up a ramp onto larger carrying trucks. So all of those things are issues we're taking into account for our development. And the finished product will be launched officially at ARA this coming year, spring of 2011, and we will start shipping them actually out of Kansas and out of Vigo in the UK in February of next year. So that's pretty much it, I think, in a nutshell. Any questions? The scissor arms are gaps again, the development of the push range in the UK, the contractors wanted us to keep a gap between the scissor arms. In fact, it's a little bit redundant because in Europe, we have the what we call PPE, where it stops the descent for a few seconds, and that you can make sure there's nobody in the scissors, and then you drop it down. Not fitted in the US, but it is a useful feature to stop anybody leaving any fingers in there.
Not counting the step, what is the step in height?
Not counting the step. That height, I don't know, to be honest with you. Yeah, 24 inches is the target, so we're a little bit higher than that at the moment. I think the revised chassis will drop that down.
But then the first
The step, one big revision is that that step was put on to make access easy. In fact, on the new version, the whole scissor is moved forward, and the actual chassis becomes a step. Yeah, it's if you look at the push that Steve's going to show you next, then it's very similar concept to that one. So it's very easy to step in and out of, and there's no, yeah, that's just waiting to damage your walls, etc. So yeah, that's one big feature we're changing.
Besides the forklift pockets, is there any way to hoist this?
Yeah, at the moment this machine isn't fitted with, well, it's got its tie down points, but they're not adequate. They need to be larger, and what will fit is our TM12 style tie down and lifting D-rings, basically. Yeah, right on the corners.
Can you share with us the vision that you have powered steering instead of casted steering?
We haven't made that final decision yet, but the likelihood is yes. Yeah.
Questions about
It's grip tape on this, so it's a flat steel with grip tape. And this version has no deck extensions. The final production version will have the option of either no deck extensions, one deck extension, or twin deck extensions. So you have three different configurations, depending what it's being used for. Yeah, the machines will be powder coat paint everywhere. This one isn't. This one was a prototype made in the Kansas factory, and it's just spray painted. But all of our production machines are powder coat. So it's 500 pounds. Yeah, it's a full, but it's one person only and indoor rated, obviously. We will make an option for wind rating, although we don't envisage it being used outside. It is used in building sites where the walls are not yet in place. So you've got the floors and ceilings, but open at the sides. So you need to have a wind rating option for some sites. The same applies to the push-arounds as well. Yeah, yes, it's got safety chocks. So that's it. It's chocked. Lanyard attachment points? Yes, it does. Although we don't recommend the use of lanyards in small scissor lifts. Some contractors insist on it as part of their site requirements. So, yeah, it comes with a lanyard point, twin lanyard point there. So it's just, the reason it's twin is just this standard lanyard point that we put on all of our scissor lifts when requested. Yeah, the list, target list is, I better just check this to make sure I don't say anything stupid. It's a $11,500 list. Pricing is a difficult thing on this product because people make the assumption that because it's half the height of a 19-foot scissor, it should be half the cost, but of course it doesn't work like that. And the experience on push-arounds is that rarity value means that utilization and rates are higher than they are on 19-foot scissors. So we anticipate the same thing with this type of product. I'll give it a go, but I can't promise how it's going to perform on this floor. But. The drive is very smooth, but the issue we've had is traction on smooth floors, but this one seems to be okay. Obviously automatic creep speed when you're elevated. It's fully proportional joystick control. With a full-size joystick, we already changed that. We started off with a small joystick, but people in rental companies really didn't like that. Okay, it's in enough. Okay, thanks very much.